Happy New Year! Hey! 2022! Happy New Year, everybody. It is Sauce Monique here, and today's video is the first video of a series of videos that I'm doing on my channel about white-collar crimes. About time, right? I'm going to be talking about embezzlement, forgeries, insurance fraud, mortgage fraud, home title fraud, credit card fraud, healthcare fraud, tax evasion, identity theft, real estate fraud. I forgot that one, did I? I forgot that one. Forgeries, counterfeits, robberies, extortions, hoax, all types of scandalous scams, any financial crime, any financial malfeasance, corporate fraud or falsification of important documents, insider trading, electric fraud, money laundering, bribery, corruption. Got my handy dandy notepad right here to help me. So we're going to be talking about Tom Girardi and Erika Jayne, a Beverly Hills attorney, and his wife, who is a cast member of Real Housewives, and they were named in a lawsuit for embezzlement. They are accused of stealing funds meant for the families of the victims of the 2018 Lion Air plane crash. Erika Jayne filed for divorce a month after that, which some say is another scam to hide $20 million worth of assets that the two of them shared. Now, I don't really watch Housewives. I should, you know, everyone else watches it. I don't really like reality TV the way that I used to after Love and Hip Hop was just ran through. I mean, it was just too much Love and Hip Hop on. I was like, you know what? I'm sick of the Kardashians. I'm sick of Love and Hip Hop. I just don't even want to see any reality TV anymore. I was on an episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta many moons ago. They had to be like, I don't know, 2010 or 2011, something like that. That was a long time ago. But outside of that, I wasn't really watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. I watched Basketball Wives though. But anyway, Erika Jayne is on the Housewives of New Jersey. Erika Jayne was on the Housewives of Beverly Hills. Bam. California. Hey, knows how to party. California. That's not even my only favorite California song. My favorite California song is that Dr. Dre with Kendrick Lamar, that Recipe joint. If all you want to see is my true crime videos, you can go subscribe to my new channel. It's called Premium Hustle, and that's where all of my true crime, money crime, scam videos will be, okay, up over there. So, you know, over here I'm doing my God, love, wealth, you know, I'm talking about everything over here. But if all you want to see is true crime stuff, you can go over there and subscribe over there, okay? I appreciate you supporting this. I've been trying to do this for about 6 months. I ain't had no time till right now. You know, 2022, we got to invest in our dreams and our goals. Let's get it. Erika Jayne lived in Georgia her early life with dreams of being inside of the music industry. Her first job was at a go-go strip club. And while she was working there, she had a few minor roles, few acting roles, and a few little singing gigs. And you know, I could relate because, you know, I've been wanting to get my say on since I was a kid. She ended up moving to Los Angeles in 1998 to pursue her career in music. When she moved there, she worked as a waitress at a famous bar called Chasen's. I saw the name of it. I was like, Chasen? Child, I don't know. That's another thing. I'm gonna be jacking up people's names up in here. I almost ain't understand how to say Tom Girardi, who was her husband. Yeah, he wasn't her husband during this time, but he ends up becoming her husband. Anyway, let me go back. Let me explain. The bar was known for its celebrity clients and visits, and that's where she met her husband, Thomas Girardi. Girardi is a former attorney known for being the first attorney in California to win millions of dollars from big companies like Ford and PG&E. Thomas was also known for starting his own law firm in 1965, Girardi Keese. His law firm was known for having good pay and even greater benefits, such as luxury company cars, luxury parties, and meetings. Erika Jayne and Thomas Girardi got married in 2000. Erika took note of how much money Thomas was making from his cases and asked him if he could fund her music career. Of course, Erika noticed how much money Thomas was making and asked him to help fund her music career. And that makes sense. She was his wife, so of course he went ahead and did it. And he was one of her biggest supporters. She released her first single, Roller Coaster, in 2007. She would release 4 more singles before releasing her debut album, Pretty Mess, in 2009. Even though Erika's music was pretty popular enough for some of her songs to be #1 on the US dance charts by Billboard, she still wasn't making enough money. Which is weird, like how you #1 on Billboard and you're not making a lot of money? Like what label was she signed to? Like who was getting the money from her sales? Like if you're #1 on Billboard, wouldn't that mean you're selling a lot? Maybe I don't understand the music industry enough, because you know a lot of people be getting guidance out of the music industry. In 2010, Joseph Gomez, Jessica Morales were chilling at home watching a football game in San Bruno when a pipe burst, causing an explosion of fire. This will cause the death of Jessica and cause a severe burn of Joseph. Kathy, who was Joseph's mother, needed help figuring out the legal side of the situation. And luckily she had a friend, Kim, who was a legal consultant and was able to help. Kim got in contact with Thomas Girardi and asked him to help support the case. They thought they were in good hands considering the fact that Girardi had won 2 other cases against PG&E. In 2013, Thomas brought Kathy and Joseph to his office for a hearing, telling them that the case had been settled, and the plan was for the money they won from the case would be put in a trust account separate from the law firm and the attorney, and should be given to the family in increments, but the family would never be sent their money on time. Now here's my thing, the incident happened in 2010 and here it was 2013 and they finally are getting a settlement from PG&E. But it was kind of a surprise to them because they didn't even get notified throughout the process. So by the time 2013 came and he's like, yeah, I settled, they're kind of like, excuse me? You know, like what, right? They don't understand. So that next year, 2014, Josie Hernandez will contact Thomas after getting sick from surgeries to help with her incontinence issues, and the case will be settled in 2019 for $135,000, but she wouldn't receive any of the money. And when she would ask questions about her payments, Girardi would leave her messages asking her not to be mad at him. Also, attorneys that work with his law firm was starting to leave. Now, this was a big red flag right here. Like something was definitely going on. And every time he would get on a call with some of his clients, he would always tell them, you know, it was someone else. His hands was tied. It was nothing that he could do. Joseph was also getting voicemails from Thomas saying that he was working hard to figure out why Joseph wasn't getting his payments. After 2017, Joseph stopped receiving payments altogether. Girardi was giving Joseph like these little tiny payments, but nothing in comparison to what he had won inside of the settlement. And by the time 2017 came, Joseph was no longer getting any money from Girardi. Had already got the money, but he was telling Joseph that he wasn't. And Joseph had a whole bunch of voicemails from Girardi in August of 2020 saying that he didn't have the money yet. Josie ended up filing a complaint with the Bar Association about Girardi, and they confirmed to her that he had received the money in May 2020, and here it was August 2020, and he was sending her voicemails claiming that he hadn't even received the money yet. Like I said in the beginning, later on that same year in 2020, Erika would file for divorce from Girardi, and most people think it's because Girardi didn't have enough money to support their lifestyle, and also a lot of people believe that she is hiding $20 million. It was found that Girardi was asking for loans to pay off his clients and to pay for his wife, but he wasn't paying the loan companies back. Kim would end up giving up on her son's case to prioritize Joseph's case. Kathy and Joseph would file a lawsuit against Girardi. He agreed to pay $12 million to the family, about $1 million a month for a year. He would make the first payment with no issues, but would end up missing the second payment. This just revealed to the public that he was broke. Thomas Durkin, who was overseeing the case, after finding clear evidence of theft and fraud, he froze all the accounts associated with Girardi and his firm, and everyone immediately looked to Erika for questions about the assets. And she was subpoenaed twice, but didn't show up to either of them. In 2018, there was a fatal crash in Indonesia, killing everyone in the plane. Thomas's firms represented all the families of the victims of the Lion Air crash, and after the settlement, the families should have received their payments. A Chicago lawyer filed a public lawsuit against Girardi for not paying his clients. It turns out the lawyer had been chasing Girardi around for months to get his clients money, and many people started to believe that Girardi was stealing money from his own companies and clients to support Erika's lifestyle. And honestly, that sounds about right, because if you've seen her music videos, if you saw her on the Housewives, you would see her flaunting like this lifestyle. Girardi was one of the lawyers who enforced the U.S. courts on a $400 million default judgment that was entered in a Nicaragua court against Dole Foods and Shell Chemicals based off the effects of the pesticides exposed to the workers there. The U.S. courts found that Girardi and some other attorneys submitted a translation of the documents that were actually flawed. Maybe someone forged them, and he was reprimanded for it, and his law firm was fined for violating the duties of the court. A federal judge in Chicago froze his assets, citing that he had misappropriated at least $2 million in client funds that were due to the families of Lion Air flight. He did end up having a bankruptcy hearing in January of 2021 that he didn't even bother showing up to. It was for a Chapter 7 involuntary bankruptcy petition that was filed in December the prior year. By now, this man has been sued over 100 times, okay? And I'm just surprised that no one was looking at this long before it reached 100 lawsuits. So many complaints was made to the California State Bar about this man, and no one, nowhere decided to suspend this man's law license. I don't understand. Now, I don't know a lot about the law, but I will by the time I get to the 20th episode of Premium Hustle. And I think it's because he had like these strange relationships between the bar officials. Lord, this man was doing so much with other people's money. They didn't end up revoking Girardi's license to practice law until March 2021. That's a long time. Like, he had been an attorney, since 1998? And it took what happened recently for him to finally get his license revoked? My goodness. Girardi married his first wife, Karen, in 1964, and they split in 1983. And then Girardi married his second wife, Kathy, in 1993. And then Kathy filed for divorce in 1998. Erika filed for divorce in 2020 after they had been separated for a while. And since February of last year, he supposedly had some type of memory loss. So he's under conservatorship. I don't know if y'all know a lot about conservatorship, but Britney Spears just got out of hers, and she was in hers for 13 years. Her dad was her conservator. So now Thomas Girardi is inside of a conservatorship. And I honestly feel like people who get into that are wealthy in some type of way. So even though he's filed for like bankruptcy or whatever and claiming to not have any money, he has some type of money or he wouldn't have a conservatorship. In March, he ended up being diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So I don't know if them playing the mental health state type of thing is the way to ease his ass out of all of this trouble. I don't know what, but something's not right. I mean, something's going on here. So this case is still ongoing. We'll get to see, because it's still like in the middle of it. This is not finished. This is just all the information I have compiled for now. Have you seen Housewives of Beverly Hills? If so, let me know what you think of that show inside of the comment section below. Erika Jayne is so like acting like she has no idea what's going on. She is out here on social media just just acting normal, accusing people of sleeping with her husband. I think she accused like one of the judges just recently. She's out here launching a hair extension line. I think she's back to shooting Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We'll see how this story goes. I actually feel like she took the $20 million and put it under her own company. She has her own company. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Tap the notification bell so you won't miss another video. Again, I have another channel called Premium Hustle. That's where all of my money crime content will be. If you want to go over there and subscribe, please do. But I will not be talking about relationships or God or nothing nothing over there that has anything to do with what I'm talking about over here. This is the first video out of all of the videos that I'm going to do this year. I'm going to try to do as many as I can, at least put out one once every week. Hopefully I will be able to stick to this. It's been extremely hard. Like, oh, you have no idea. You have no idea. Anyway, have vision and stay focused. Namaste.